When you would like to show the aggregation data in the TWX Viewer, for example, in this case, I show the delta value from hyperhistorian to the TWX Viewer. As you can see, when I select the datetime control here and hit OK, it will bring the data corresponding to the datetime into the TWX Viewer. And I can fix the time range from 12 a.m. to the 12 a.m. of the next day. That means I can specify the time range of the data that I would like to show. It is a good way that you're getting data from BI server instead of hyperhistorian directly. In this case, I connect to the BI server and configure the type of connection to use dataset connection. I can specify X value, Y value, and also the quality to link to the corresponding column from the dataset. In the workbench, I have created the data flow, the BI data flow, and create the data flow. In the data flow, click to add the new step. I choose data source, historical data. Instead of historical raw data, I use hyperhistorian aggregation data here, and use aggregate name delta. Process every 1 hour using UTC time zone because the data from hyperhistorian is UTC. I want to use the parameter start and end to specify the time range of the data. The parameter can be created here. As you can see, this is start and end. At start, I use the data type as expression as well as the end parameter. At the start parameter, it is the day backward for 90 days. And for the end is tomorrow. It is UTC time of today plus 24 hours. That means tomorrow in UTC time. In this case, I will use UTC data. If you would like to add more tag, you can add here. And you might transpose the column. But in this case, I use only one tag. Then I do not need to transpose any column. You might want to add a new column. For example, if you would like to have the local time column, you can create it and use the expression. Now get back to the GraphWorks. In the GraphWorks, we browse for the data source for the pen that we use in the TWX Viewer. Here, browse to My Computer, Analytics, BI Server, Data Flow, and Random Fast 365 Day, and hit OK. And configure to use dataset connection. Link x-axis to the column timestamp and y-axis to the column value. And status code link to quality column and hit OK. Another configuration, you might need to specify the interval, the time interval. In this case, I use the time interval 1 day. And you will get the result when you click on the time and date control and hit enter. The value will send to the local simulation variable DT1. And when hit OK, the DT1 will send to set the time range. In this control, the time and date control keep the value in local simulation DT1. And you have to configure data entry to true and picker to true. Format as date only in this case. Okay. And this button, at start time, we use expression. The beginning of the day, the beginning of the date that keep in the local variable. The local variable will convert to date time and convert to the beginning of that day. This is start. And the end, we use the beginning of the day and plus 24 hours. And the target is the TWX Viewer. This TWX Viewer, its name is TWX1. And when we export the data, it will show the data corresponding to the time that we have selected. Hour that not have the data, it will mark as empty value. As you can see, from 12 a.m. to current hour, I just start the hyperhistorian now, then it shows empty data, empty value. Thank you for watching.